Megan here. Quick video on a lot of questions I've been getting. It's actually based on the previous videos that I made. If you guys remember, I made a video about protein synthesis, which is how pretty much how muscle is built. And I showed the cell, the ingredients. I mean, the entire process. If you haven't watched it, watch it already. But the ones that have watched it, I've got a lot of questions about the process in respect to the other video that I made, I believe 2 months ago, on the only three things you need to build muscle. I mentioned that you just need amino acids, energy, and the growth factors. And pretty much the question I was getting was how to put those things together. And also I got a bunch of questions about how confusing the other video was because there was just too much shit on the screen. And I understand that. I have fucking ADD. I can't fucking focus. So I try to break it down and make it even simpler. Right? Muscle growth in a nutshell. Combining those two videos, and keeping it simple with not too much shit on the screen. Right? And again, why is this important? Why is it important to understand this process? Well, apart from geeking out, it's actually because I believe that whenever you want to improve a system, whenever you want to grow something or better something, you have to go to the roots. You have to go to the origin. Know how it's built. Know how it's made. This way, you're not gonna get bullshitted around, and this way, you're gonna be able to interpret information when you read books on it, when you watch videos on it. Somebody gives you advice. You can interpret the information you get because you know how the system works. Kind of like if you don't know how a car works, you're gonna get screwed by your mechanic every single time. Same thing here. Always go to the roots and the origin of a system so that you can understand it. So when we go to the gym and we're trying to get big, we're just trying to put on muscle, right? That's what a lot of us are here for. We're just trying to get swole, top of other things, right? Really, all we're trying to do is this. We're trying to put the three pieces of the puzzle together, right? I'm taking a complex process and I'm simplifying it for you guys, right? What is muscle? Look at this bicep here. When you go into the gym and you're saying, hey, I want my arms to get bigger, I want my bicep to get bigger, or my legs or my chest, whatever, right? Let's use the bicep as an example. Your bicep is made of proteins. Okay, that's common sense, right? Proteins are made of amino acids. Those circle things you see here, they're amino acids. You link them together in a specific order. Keyword specific order. I want to get to that later. You put them in a specific order, and then you have proteins. So amino acids linked together in a specific order give you proteins, right? And there's different kinds of proteins. The protein that's in your muscle, the protein that's in your eyes, your hair, your teeth, your freaking balls. Everything on your body is pretty much made of protein, right? Most of your body. And the key is in which order they have to be put. It's kind of like a puzzle. If you don't put the pieces of the puzzle in the right order, you're gonna get up with a completely different picture. In the same way, the amino acids sequence that is needed to make your eyes is not the same that is needed to make your hair or your muscles. So not only you need the amino acids, but you also need a sequence, instructions on how to put them together. Should you put lysine first? Should you put glutamine first? Should you put arginine second and third? Or all of that. The instructions are needed, and of course you need the money. Like I said, in any project, you're trying to build a house, you're trying to build a car, you're trying to build anything. You need to pay the workers. You need to finance the operation. So this is how we got those three factors here: amino acids, energy, growth factors. Right? The amino acids are going to provide the building blocks, right? And where do you get those amino acids? From the food that you eat, right? Chicken, fish, eggs, whatever, anything that has nitrogen in it. You're vegan, beans, whatever. You need the growth factors because it's useless if you have the amino acids but you don't know in what order to put them in, right? So you need the growth factors that are gonna begin transcription and translation. All that shit I explain in another video. And what's that gonna do is simply your DNA. It has the instructions. It has the sequence. Your DNA tells you, well, okay, if you want to make a bicep bigger, well, you got to put, valine first, and then you got to put glycine next to it, and then you got to pretty much it tells you, your DNA tells you which sequence the amino acids have to be in, right? And you need the growth factors to work along with your DNA, and your genes. So when I say growth factors, it's not just hormones; it's enzymes, and I'm adding everything else: mTOR, myostatin, blah blah blah. Right. So then once you have the amino acids, and then you have the code, the instructions, right, on how to put them together. Well, what do you need? Now you gotta finance the building, which is ATP, energy. Remember, in America we use dollars. In the eurozone you use euros, right? Your body doesn't use dollars or euros; it uses ATP. That's the currency. That's the cash. That's what your body uses to finance its projects and things like that. So when you're trying to build muscle, once again, let's recap. You need the building blocks, which are the amino acids from your food. You need the energy also from your food, fats, protein, carbs, whatever, and you need the growth factors that are gonna help, transcribe and translate the information, which is the sequence of how to put them together. And then you're gonna have this, which is a protein made out of amino acids. And then the more of these you have, the more proteins you have, the bigger the muscle is gonna be. It's that simple. Does that make sense, guys? If not, comment below. I'm gonna try to, I'm probably not gonna make another video on the process again. But if I miss something, let me know and I'll explain it. But I hope this makes it simple. When you're trying to go to the gym and you're trying to lift weights, you benching, you doing whatever it is to try to put on size. This is the process that you're really trying to, work with, right? As long as you understand this, you are like 90% there as far as knowing how to create your own training program and how to interpret information and all that good shit. All right, guys. Hope this helps. Comment below, like, thumb up the video, share, all that good shit. Team through the alpha. Love you guys. Stay tuned for the next video where I'm gonna explain which of these three factors is the most important. Even though they all fucking matter, but I'm gonna explain which one is the most important. All right, peace. Other segments. So go in the comment section and just vote. Vote on what you think is your most requested topic, and then obviously the one that has the most likes are the ones that are gonna prioritize. In case let's say